Hello Christchurch Network. If I haven't had the chance to meet you yet, my name's Oli Preston. I'm the Multiply Minister. Started back in September, and obviously it's been a challenging time then for getting to know people, but it's been great to get to know many of you, and I'm looking forward to getting to know many more of you as we move into 2021. I'm speaking to you today from our dining room, our dining room living room. You may remember that a couple of months ago I made a video from this spot speaking about some building work that was going on, and above me there was bare wall and bricks to the side and floorboards taken up below. And I said at that time that having this building work done to make a bigger space to welcome people into our house during a national pandemic when we weren't allowed anyone in was, I think, a defiant act of hope. And I still believe that's true. The work is now finished, although we're still not allowed anyone in. But you can see that our ceiling is now wonderfully patched. There's a beam where the wall was. Our floor is now recarpeted. We've inhabited it with toys and everything else. It's ready. The room is ready. And we're already feeling really blessed by it. We're really grateful for this space. The kids are loving it. But we can't wait to be able to welcome other people in ones and twos around the dining room table or with a cup of tea, in small groups, hosting spaces for conversation and growth and sharing life together, and for parties as we celebrate in this room and flowing out into the garden. It's an amazing space, and it's going to be a brilliant resource for my Multiply work as we move forward out of this pandemic. I do really believe that sharing food and creating spaces for conversation is going to be a key part of my Multiply ministry here in Bridlington, as we share life together, as we find those places to meet, to engage, to encounter one another, to listen and be listened to, and to listen as well for Jesus and point one another in his direction. I think it's going to be really key, and I can't wait to see what it looks like as we explore together what Multiply looks like here in Brid. That journey comes later on this year, but for now, life has become a bit more restricted again, hasn't it? We've got children once again doing their best to learn from home. We've got many of us doing our best to work from home, or some of you I'm sure on furlough as well. We're all being advised to go out only for essential reasons. This is about protecting one another. It's about protecting the NHS. It's about love for one another, not fear. And so out of love for one another, this is what we're doing. As a household, we're actually shielding, so we're going that one step further again of being extra cautious, and that is to shield my wife Joanne. She's got an underlying health condition. It's frustrating, it's challenging. With two young children in the house, it's very noisy, but there is hope. There is hope still. There is hope because the vaccine is being rolled out. We have medical science, the glory of God being seen in human wisdom and science. That is coming in the next few weeks. That's happening as I speak. We have hope as well because God is not on lockdown. God is still at work, renewing, restoring, rebuilding us, working in us and through us, already spreading hope and love, showing his goodness in our streets and our neighbourhoods. And God is going to use us more and more as we move through this year. So let's be alert to how he's already doing that and how he's preparing us for what might come. What's God's work of renewal looking like in you at the moment? And there's many ways that we can still connect. Hopefully you've picked up the email that's gone out to the network. Mark details in there some of the challenges of this time, but some of the opportunities as well. There are so many ways in which things have changed, but sometimes change has brought us things that we never expected. Ways that we've been able to connect in our homes, in bringing faith and worshipping life into our living rooms, into our kitchens, in a way that we never would have before. Let's celebrate those good things. There are so many ways we can still connect, not just through high-tech stuff like these videos, but also through really old tech, through a landline telephone. We can speak to each other. For those of you who are not shielding, there's permission still within the regulations to go carefully for a walk with one other person. Think of the conversations that we could share as we go through that, and how those might be moments for sharing life and also for listening for the voice of the Holy Spirit. I look at the Gospels and I see that many of the most important and most profound conversations that Jesus had were when he was speaking to just one or two people. It was often not the big crowd situations, but it was the small groups. It was the one-to-ones. Let's treasure those opportunities now to not be distracted by all the big things, but to invest in one another, to invest in seeking Jesus with one other person, whether that's on the phone or as we go for a walk down the windy bay. It's a tough time, but there's so much hope. So much hope, so many things we can still do, and so many ways that God still wants to bless us. And so God bless you now, and I look forward to seeing you, whether that is online or in person, very soon. See ya.